Well, good morning. Well, who am I with today?
You are with my name is Walter Pratte, 56 years old, and soccer coach. I'm a dad. I'm a co-founder. Yeah.
Um, what are you co-founder of?
Um, a non-profit called Girls Soccer Worldwide that help girls to get out of poverty through sport education and leadership. Third world countries and also in areas of poverty like the Bay Area in California.
Hmm. Is that like your main job? Do you have another job or?
Well, I actually coach soccer for
Hmm.
a living. The non-profit is a full-time job uh, that uh, I do because I love it. Obviously, we co-founded with Pamela Jacobson, which is my wife. We enjoy very much
Oh, that's great. Um, where'd you grow up?
I was born in Argentina, um, 1968, and yeah, I was there until I was 23, 24 years old. My family is back home in Argentina. I went to school, went to the army. I was there for a year and a half, almost 2 years, doing the military service you have to do as mandatory.
Hmm.
And then I went to play soccer in Paraguay for a year and a half, and life brought me to the U.S. and I've been here for 33 years now. A long time.
Um, so when you were in Argentina, what's the craziest story you have? What's a good memory you have over there?
Uh, I have a lot of different memories from childhood when we all grew up in a different way. Obviously, when you grow up in a country like third world country like Argentina,
Yeah.
it's completely different than the way you guys grew up here in
Mm-hmm.
America. So we have our difficulties, our areas of struggles, um, happy moments as well, just playing with your friends in the street. Um, remember all the time playing soccer where wherever we could, there was an open space, we play soccer there. A couple of rocks, goal. Somebody find a soccer one, we play. And there was, obviously no rules. Everybody against everybody. That's how we grew up playing soccer. That was probably the happiest moments when I was a child that I could play soccer anytime.
Hmm.
Or find a way to play a game. Or I was invented something to play.
That's really cool. So you have been a coach. How long have you been a coach?
1995,
So was that?
30 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And where'd you coach? Did you only coach in California or?
I coach in Colorado. Started coaching in Colorado. It was fun because when I moved here in '92, I started playing co-ed soccer, which I thought was pretty weird. Um, and I enjoy it. When I was playing, I always tell people what to do with my broken English because I don't speak the language. It's pretty funny. One guy said to me, "Why you don't become a coach? You like to tell people what to
Hmm.
do." Yeah, that's when I started getting into coaching. I did my e-course and um, passed that. It was fun. Did my D course as well. And when I was started doing my course, somebody asked me, "What are you going to coach?" The DOC from
Yeah.
today is called Colorado Rush. Um, I said I was going to be working in another club. He said, "No, no, no, you come and work with me." So I started working with the club back in Colorado. At that time, the name of the club was Columbine, then became Colorado Rush.
Hmm.
So I started coaching the girls, which I thought was pretty weird. Because normally we don't have a lot of girls playing in South America at that time.
Hmm.
So yeah, we coached since then.
That's cool. How did like when you did start coaching, did it like change your perspective on things or especially coaching girls or?
It was obviously I recommend every coach to make sure that do all the coaching courses as much as you can. Always try to educate yourself. Because at the beginning, when I was 24, 25, I was coaching, but I thought I knew what I was
Yeah.
doing because I love the game. But coaching is more than just knowing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching is be able to understand each individual person in the team, be able to have a plan of action, be able to analyze the game, be able to have a plan, be able to plan for the month of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and understanding why you're coaching. Um, because if you're coaching for you, that's the wrong reason, which a lot of coaches do. They wanted to have that badge and say, "Oh, I won the championship, I won this," but they forget about the kids. And when we are in that position of coaching or power, when you started, you don't realize that you shape a person
Yeah.
to become something that could be very special. You can make it great or you can destroy it
Mm.
based on your how do you talk to them, how you communicate with them, the feedback you give to them. Everything that we do or say has a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start coaching, you don't realize that. You realize that later on in life.
Shifting gears a little bit, how would you define the word perspective?
I don't know. I think it's the perspective of things of life. I mean, when I moved here, I had no idea what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I had no perspective of what it could happen.
Yeah.
Um, just to give you a background story, when I moved here in 1992, 93, I spent the whole year here in the US, in Colorado, and I want to go back because I don't like. I was like, what am I doing here? I don't need to be here. I need to go back home. My idea, my intentions were never to come over and stay and live in the US.
Mm.
I had my green card, they give me all the stuff, so I can work and everything because I was married in that time. But then I went back to Argentina. My vision and perspective of my country was like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
Then why are we living this way? So 8 months later, I come back to the US. So I was like, okay, this is what I want to see for my life.
Mm.
So I think at that, give me a different perspective of life. It helped me to see what I wanted more.
Yeah.
Because before I was a young kid and I never get out of the country, only just went to play soccer in Paraguay. That was it.
Mm.
To be able to come to this country, we have so many opportunities um, where you can dream and you can make it happen. It's all on you. That gave me a different perspective and helped me to see life in a different way.
Mm. Because you do have a nonprofit.
Mm.
Would you say your perspective that you've gained is that one of the reasons why you did start a nonprofit?
Well, yeah, obviously, what happened is for me, like it happened to me that I've been here and then I went back.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, why are we living this way in South America when we can live the way we live in
Mm-hmm.
Colorado? So when I'm coaching and I see all those kids with so much struggle, with so much depression and addictions, I'm like, you have no idea what life is all about.
Yeah.
So I want to give them a different view of life, a different perspective of life. So the idea was I wanted to take them to South America so they
Hmm.
can see. So we had the opportunity to have 9 families they trust in that time. They want to go with me, even though I
Yeah.
say I don't know what I'm doing, but I know where I'm going. It was great. We I showed them a different point of view of life,
Mm-hmm.
a different perspective of life. And when they come back, they were not. And they were like incredible. For me, it was like, okay, I need to do something to help my, because at one point when I was younger, I make a promise that I was going to come back and help in
Yeah.
that community when I was 20. And I thought I was going to become this big shot soccer player and sign a big contract. Um, as you know, soccer is, it could be very fun, but it could be very difficult, and nobody guarantee you anything. So
Yeah.
that brought me into soccer coaching, which that gave me a different view of life. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's how I started to give them a different point of view and perspective to those kids that never imagined that they realize how lucky they are to have everything they have, but they think they don't have anything.
Hmm. Since you started the nonprofit, what I know it's done a lot for others, but what specifically, like, what has it done for you?
I think for me is I always had the obligation that I need to give back
Hmm.
because where I'm coming from, um, give me um, that hope that seeing the happiness in a child because they see the opportunity
Hmm.
is a lot of is incredible. So I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what me being in the US, me being coaching soccer, me going through all the experience that I had in my life is what I have to do is giving hope and
Hmm.
opportunity to those that they think that they have no hope or
Hmm.
opportunity. And it filled me with joy and because material things you can go and buy material things
Yeah.
thinking it's going to make you happy and so forth, but it's not what filled my bucket. um, I always put myself in that position. What would have happened if I was that 10 years old person that see the opportunity and the hope and all those things? What would have happened to my life at that point?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wanted to give that opportunity to those kids because I never had that. And it's just incredible to see.
From seeing both, like, from seeing both extremities of like the richness of California and the poverty of these third world countries has like again going back to perspective, how has that changed your thinking and your life moving forward?
Um, Sometimes it changed. I don't know if it changed me.
Hmm.
It probably. I always go back to. It's difficult for me to enjoy fully all those things. But people love to have all kinds of things to go and luxury hotels, all those things, and I'm like, it doesn't fill my pockets. No, I can just enjoy the American company.
Yeah.
Um, because I always go back. For example, if I go to a hotel and I spend $500 a night to go and just do something, the
Yeah.
first thing that comes to my head is like because of when I'm coming from a non-profit, how many kids I can feed with $500?
A lot.
And
Yeah.
so when you know that the family, the work that we do in South America, a family of four can eat for like 2 weeks for $35, I'm like, I can feed them for a few months.
Longer. Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword that um, yes, and I can enjoy all this, but also I know I can make all these people happy as well.
Hmm.
Um, it's not easy. Um, I always try to find balance. I don't say that I will never go and spend money to have fun
Yeah.
with my family because I'm also is the way we live here, but I'm always conscious of those things,
Hmm.
um, because I don't know, some people maybe don't think that way, and because they never had the opportunity to travel and see other parts of the world, maybe they don't care. I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do with a little bit of money, helping others. If we
Yeah.
all can pitch in
Hmm.
to help somebody, I think we can break the cycle of poverty big time.
Yeah. Do you think people are more caught up on like the materialistic things instead of more like the experiences
No
that people
question,
get?
no question. You see, organizations have a massive buildings, churches, all kind of things. They're so big. I'm like, not necessary
Hmm.
to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to make a building. Um, when you can do so many other things. But that's me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's necessary. I don't know. But for me and in my own head, I don't think it's necessary. Other
Hmm.
things. They can make a bigger impact. They can. I always say I can help someone how to fish. Not just give them the fish.
Yeah.
If I teach them how to fish, they're gonna be successful and they're gonna break that cycle.
Hmm.
You know. That's
Yeah.
what we do in the nonprofit. We give them education. We don't give them anything for free. We hold them accountable. They have to go to school, have to help others. So I don't want them to feel like, well, you just get something free and I don't have to do anything. No, you're responsible. We hold you accountable.
Yeah.
So that way they learn also how to be respectful, mature, responsible.
Hmm. Um, Going back to when you first landed in America, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
You guys are crazy. Obviously, I was in the army, and when you're in that situation in Argentina have the war against England, the Falkland Islands in England, and it was the hatred
Hmm.
against England and you in the U.S. because that's all that propaganda they give you, hate this, hate that, and you are in it.
Yeah.
Um, it really kind of hits your head a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So when I went to America, the first thing I was in Colorado with my ex, and I go to downtown Denver, I remember, and I think it was around before 4th of July, and everybody had flags over here. I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys have to put your flags up every time. You guys are crazy. And, not understanding the culture,
Yeah.
not speaking the language, which I was determined not to do it
Hmm.
because I don't want to be here. Um, helped me to understand. After I went back, I was here for a year. After I went back in December, I come back in August of 1994. Then I was like, okay, maybe I should give him an opportunity.
Hmm.
Maybe I should learn English. Maybe I should be able to talk to other people. And that's what I did. And it really changed my point of view of the country.
Hmm.
Everyone tried to help me. Everyone wanted to give me an opportunity. I tried to speak the language, and as soon as I tried, they got happier because I tried.
Hmm.
So they were more welcoming. And I'm like, actually, you guys are not the people that they said to me that you guys were.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, be able to communicate, to learn, get invested in the country, it really helped me to love the country to
Yeah.
the point where 6 years later I became a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Having an open mind.
oh, totally. You have to. If you come to another country and you try to bring your country, your old country with you, and now be able to be open to your new land,
Hmm.
it's difficult.
Yeah.
If you move to a new land, if you move to a new country, embrace the culture, embrace the people. You are in their territory,
Yeah.
and it's the different. It's like me going to Argentina and expect them to do things that we do here. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. All right. Shifting gears a little bit. What was one of the hardest things you've experienced in life?
I think I'd probably being alone in this country.
Mm.
Um, I went through different situations personally that obviously I got a divorce that I had to go through, and it was hard back in the day when we don't have those easy ways to communicate with your family or cell phones or video chat that we have now. It was back in the day. Even my mom do not even have a line to talk to her or my sisters. So being alone, I learned a lot about me. I learned a lot about other people. Um, it was a rough time to the point where I thought very deeply to go back home.
Mm.
But every time that I was thinking to go back home, something happened that kept me in the country.
Mm.
It was maybe a different relationship or a different job or start coaching or all the things always like pull me back. Um, even even the last one that I wanted to go back when my father passed away in 2004 or 5 in December. It was for Christmas and it was very rough and I was in Argentina after 20 years. When I go back from that, I'm like, okay, I need to go back. There's no
Hmm.
reason for me
Yeah.
to be here. I'm alone. My mom needs me, my sisters. I need to stay home. And when I was going through that thinking process. And February, January, February, I met him,
Yeah.
my wife. That also helped me here. Um, it was like, okay, you're not going anywhere. And that was 20 years ago. So,
Now you're stuck.
yeah, I mean, it's always, we all have a purpose, we all have a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe God had that plan that
Mm.
I thought I have a plan, but he's like, no, you don't have a plan, I have a plan.
Um, what motivates you to wake up every morning, get out of bed, and get along with your day?
I think I'd be able to see my boys be able to accomplish their dream
Mm.
and make sure that they have what they need so they can be successful and be able to grow up to be good men and be in their own because they're going to be in their own. And I had to be able to give them the tools and um, help them to have everything they need so when they're all by themselves, they don't need me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't want them to struggle like I struggled. That I have to learn. I have to go to work at 12. I have to find ways to help at home with money, and it was not nobody was thinking about me and my growth and what kind of opportunity I can have to have a future job. It was about survival.
Mm.
But for me, it's like I don't want them to go through that experience. I want them to enjoy their life, their teenager's life, and understand that you're gonna be okay. Just go fight now to prepare yourself for the future, to have an education. So when it's time for you,
Mm-hmm.
right, like a soccer player, you practice. So when it's time for you to step in the field, you prepare,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's gonna happen. Obviously, you're gonna make mistakes,
Yeah.
like a soccer player, but you learn from that.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you did the training before you get into the big game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that is every day I continue working. That way I can provide for them what they need. When it's time for them to go themselves, like, go, showtime. This is you now.
Yeah.
So and after that, it would be for me to enjoy life. I've been away from many people for so many years, and I wanted to enjoy the years that I have left by traveling or
Mm-hmm.
doing fun stuff. Yeah, life is too short to be worried about every little thing, and it's just not worth it.
Mm. Following up the same thing. Um, who or what do you strive to be every day?
Um, it's difficult to just try to be something. I mean, anything I do every day is try to do the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because everyone is different. If I try to be like someone, I'm not that someone.
Mm-hmm.
In me, I am who I am. And I'm, the only thing that I can do is just do the best I can. Try to make the right choices or best decisions. What is the right choice? Only God knows.
Mm-hmm.
And leave everything to Him to show me the path or show me the way to pick the right thing or yeah, I don't it's difficult to say who I want to be because maybe it's not what God wanted me to be,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's adding extra pressure on myself. Oh, I need to be this person. I just try to do the best I can, what I have in hand, with the situation, um, living moment at moment and say, okay, the situation, what is the right thing to do?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Has faith moved you in that aspect?
Yeah, obviously, it's the only thing that keep me going is that because, um, I mean, like I said to you, it is a reason why I'm here.
Mm.
I don't know exactly the reason, but I know there's a reason. I'm the youngest of four. Argentina is far away from here. Like you can walk across the street, across the border, and you're here. No, it's far away. And to be so far away when I was younger, back in 1992, when I started coming this way, and not knowing anybody, not knowing the language, never in my mind crossed that I was going to be here. I start thinking, why am I here? It's like, why me?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I live in a poverty area. I don't never imagined I was going to be in the U.S., such a rich country. Um, so I used to ask all the time, like, why I'm here?
Mm-hmm.
But then once I got deeper into faith, it's like, okay, obviously he knows why I'm here. And as long as he knows why I'm here, I'm okay.
Hmm.
Because he's gonna protect me,
Hmm.
heal me.
Does it give you peace
Oh
in
yeah,
mind?
totally. Give you peace of mind for sure.
Hmm. In your life, who has had the most influential voice?
Obviously, my mother.
Hmm.
She was, and still is, the biggest motivator for me in the sense of not motivator that I want to continue going and do things, but is what give me that joy of seeing how somebody can sacrifice so much for somebody else.
Hmm.
You know, I think of the way she sacrificed for me, I wanted to do the same for my kids so that when they have those opportunities. Then later when I was ready, she's like, no, you have to go. She never, when I moved here, she never said to me, you should not go.
Hmm.
And for her, it would have been very easy to say, why are you going? She always encouraged me to go, even though she knew that she was going to struggle without my presence around to help
Hmm.
and do it because we were very close. She never put a doubt in my head that I needed to be
Hmm.
here. And I think it because of that, I was able to help so many people, help others, and start a family and all those
Hmm. I want to go back to your jobs and your professions. Did you switch a lot of the time?
things. Yeah. Obviously, when I was younger, I wanted to be a mechanic. I love cars. So I started mechanic. I was all the way to I was 17, from 14 to 17,
Hmm.
18 actually. I work in a shop and I know how to fix cars and all those things. But then I had to go to the army. And in the army, I was doing something else. I was a lot as a guard. I was in front. I was taking care of things. So when you go to the army back then, it was just basically you lose your job, you don't get paid. It was no, and I don't want to say it was a wasted time because obviously you learn a lot of things about yourself.
Yeah.
But in a way, it was a waste of time
Hmm.
because I have a job because I was doing the right thing. I could have my own shop by now, or all those things. But again, that's the plan that I have.
Yeah.
But it was not God's plan. So, um, and then when I get out of there, my brother always worked with clothes. He was a cutter. He cut fabric, and I always used to make fun of him. So, try and get dirty with your hands. He always clean. I started working with him, and um, I learned fast how to do things.
Hmm.
There was a gentleman that uh, we would put in the fabric in the table, and he would cut. My brother would cut, and he was just like, see, standing there. I'm like, what do you do? What do you make so much money? And he was the pattern designer. He would put the patterns on top of the papers
Hmm.
and put them all together like a puzzle. So when my brother cuts, he don't waste any fabric. I'm like, I can do that. So he said, well, I'm sure you can. Go to the Italian school that I went to. So I went to the Italian school. And I learned how to do that for a couple of years. So I worked during the day. Then a couple nights a week, I went to study at night after work.
Hmm.
I would take three buses to get home. I'll get home around 11:39 midnight
Hmm.
sometimes. Next day I get up at 6, go to work again. That was my life. I was, but I enjoy it. And then I learned how to do that. And I got another job, and I was the manager, doing everything, getting good money. But life also brought me to play soccer, and brought me to the US, and I don't know. In the US, I did everything. It was just pretty fun. You got to learn how to do things. So, yeah. And I started coaching. I love coaching.
You've been coaching for a long time
A
now.
long time. Yeah, I did some management in different retail stores, Levi's, Calvin Klein, and at the same time I was coaching. But then after 9/11, 2001,
Mm-hmm.
um, I got a job full time coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did after that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What what advice would you give to anyone that's way out of their comfort zone and feels alone and doesn't know where they are gonna end up?
Oh, that was me.
Yeah.
Um, the only way you're gonna grow is by being out of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
and being vulnerable. I cannot be any more vulnerable than being in another country, don't speak the language, not knowing anybody, and feel like everything is against me. But if you try, if if you put an effort to learn a skill, to learn a language, you realize that it's more people out there that wanted to help you than hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
They were willing to support you and open a door for you if you put the effort. Um, and like I said, you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to allow people to get in. And sometimes we feel like we're alone, but also we close ourselves down.
Mm-hmm.
But if you again, being vulnerable is not an easy thing,
Yeah.
especially for a man. Because if we're being vulnerable, that means that we look like we're weak.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being vulnerable is one of the strongest things you can do. Um, so probably that will change your life quite a bit. I wish I would knew that back then, but I had to learn the long way, the hard way, I would say.
Live life in you.
Yeah.
After everything and you're retired and you just want to go live life freely, do you where do you want to end up? Like where do you want to?
I want to do things that can help others to have a better future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be attached to a paycheck. I don't want to go to a place to do things because you pay me. I want to do things because I know that I can help
Mm-hmm.
somebody. A coaching example. You put it that way. I've got people calling me saying, "Can we do a private? I don't want to do a private session." But if I know somebody needs help, I will go do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need you to pay me for it. I just want to do it from the bottom of my heart and
Mm-hmm.
help you. So if I have the opportunity to travel and do things and go to communities, teach kids how to play the sport, have conversations, um, change people's life, be active that way. I'm probably gonna work more
Mm-hmm.
than now, but I will do it the way I wanted to do it and help the people that I want to help
Because you want to.
because I want to. That's what I want to do.
Hmm. Well, that's good. It's a good conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for being
Yep.
here.